Dear Ms. Rodriguez,
Dear Mr. Knight,
Dear Tamar Robinson,
our firm represents the Oklahoma Tax Commission,
the Department of Revenue, Chicago, Illinois,
the City of New York, failure to address this matter could result in a suit being filed against you.
I have enclosed detailed breakdown of the above claim.
total is $6,195.21.
$710.
$112,360.
Sincerely,
Linebarger
Goggan
Blair and Sampson, LLP.
Law firm Linebarger Goggan Blair Sampson rakes in big money as one of the largest government debt collectors in the country, going after everything from unpaid parking tickets to back taxes. But many of the millions of people the law firm goes after each year say they have been unfairly targeted. Here are 3 of their stories.
I had received a letter from Linebarger informing me of a fire at 5642 South Loomis. I was the landlord of that property. Then I got another letter telling me that I still am responsible for the building. I kept on saying, well, that can't be true, that can't be true. My fiance, I said, you know what, you need to do me a favor, just go right down to the city and find out if the building's still there. So he did. He called me at work and he said, you know what, the building's still here. This is the building I used to own. It's 5642 South Loomis Boulevard in Chicago. And as you can see, this is the lot that's empty. This would be 5636 South Loomis Boulevard in Chicago. The building burned down here. I have nothing to do with this building, and this is the property that they tried to come after me for. I had nothing to do with the building that burned down. When they sent me the letter, the address was crossed out. And my address for the building that I used to own was put in that spot. The letter had the actual picture of the building that's still standing. And if it was a fire, and if it was a fire loss, then they should have sent me a picture of an empty lot. And I didn't get a picture of an empty lot. I got a picture of the building I used to own. I contacted the gentleman and I told him what I had discovered. And he listened to me and then he hung up.
It was around April the 12th of 2012. My son was being ran down by the police because they said he allegedly stole some cobblestones or something outside. So he was running from the police, and the police were in the police car, and they ran him over and killed him. They sent me a letter stating that I have to pay for the car that hit my son. At first, I thought it was a scam. I could not believe that they actually sent me a bill. I was so angry and hurt and disappointed. We were still grieving for my son. If they would have Googled my son's name, they would have knew the situation. I just can't understand, how do you make a mistake like that? How?
The crime of the whole thing is that they came into my world, they came into my home, so to speak, and they dragged me out and basically beat me around for about 3 months, and then finally looked at it and said, gosh, it's our mistake, sorry about that. The first restaurant opened, the sales taxes ended up being questioned 9 years later. I knew I'd paid the taxes. I produced documents from the online process that were receipts of the payments. They kept telling me that they needed bank statements. So I said, I don't have bank statements. They're purged. The bank is on a 7-year purge system. So those documents were gone. For approximately 2 months, I couldn't go to sleep at night. I didn't know if the Oklahoma Tax Commission could take everything I owned. I didn't know if they could put me in jail. The accountant really had nothing in-house, and one of the young ladies there actually said, well, let me go check our storage locker, which was off-site. My accountant said to me that basically these things were scheduled to be shredded. Me getting this 9 years later was a pure miracle. If they had not had this in their facility, I honestly don't know where this would be right now.
What they did wasn't okay.
This whole issue was guilty until proven innocent.
they just go after innocent people, and there's no remorse on their end because they never sent any kind of closure letter, nothing whatsoever.
I was upset that they wasn't held accountable because the simple fact is that you don't know what you're doing to someone's life.
You know, Linebarger, it's definitely a huge law firm. They're nationwide. They're in all the major cities across the nation. I'm certain the government has to use certain agencies like this. I would like to see government agencies would say, you know, we want to collect our taxes, but we don't want to do business this way.